there's a lot of things we loved when we were kids. And then when you're an adult, you're like, I want to learn about this thing from my childhood. You discover the reality of what that thing was. So I just want you both to experience the glory that is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
Look at it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Hannah Hillam.
And I'm Kaveh Taherian. And today we are joined by a special guest. He is a man with many, many titles in the podcast world, including host, producer, engineer, social media manager, like literally anything and everything that you can think of.
His first name?
Yeah. Yes.
His title?
A lot of different shows, such as See Jurassic Right, The Purrcast, Keenan and Lakin Give You Deja Vu, Jordan Jesse Go, My Favorite Murder, among, a million others. I can't keep track of him because every time I talk to him, he's doing like 14 other new shows. But so this guy's, he's literally like Mr. Podcast in my world.
Captain Podcast.
Captain Podcast.
He earned captain. He has a rank.
It's true. He's been promoted. Please welcome back to the show. He's been on here before. Our good friend and Selena aficionado, Senor Steven Ray Morris.
Wow, I love
committed to that.
So many titles, so much talent. I prefer to be known as Princess Podcast, but
I'm sorry,
I'll
Princess.
Take all the others.
True,
I'm so
true.
sorry.
Apologies.
I didn't know that this was a monarchy.
The Princess of Podcasting.
Yes, the Princess of Podcasting. Yes, thank you.
Welcome,
Steven,
Princess Podcast.
We're so happy to have you back. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. I feel like
2 years, right?
Only since then have I grown more paranoid and schizophrenic from our topic. That was fake buildings.
That's right.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say because of whales shitting made you more schizophrenic.
Steven, I went to try to look for one of the fake buildings you talked about in London, and I got lost. So that's my story.
Wait, like one of the ones that we actually talked about?
Like that fancy, big, tall, white one.
Yeah.
Anyway, got lost, so got distracted more like.
I mean, you loved, you lived, you learned.
You learned. Oh my God,
Did
that's
I?
a good one. Yeah.
I don't know if I learned. I think I just found myself in a different neighborhood and went, oh, well.
It's all, you just wandered onto a set. From like you're at Universal Studios and you're back in California on the
somehow
London.
I go through a portal in the building. Oh, all the fake buildings are portals.
Oh,
that's like all that. Targets and Best Buys. Like you go in and then it's 1995.
Yeah.
I believe that's what we talked about the last time, right? Was that something about all Targets being portals or something last time?
Did we really?
I feel like we did. It's been a while, but I feel
like sleeper agents.
We're just picking literally back up where we were last time. We didn't even miss a beat.
I'm happy to
Welcome back, Steven. We're both glad to see that you're doing well. I know you had some back surgery, and now I was trying to say that you were Dr. Octopus, but of course, Hannah's now saying that you're Squid Steven. What did you call him?
Squid Steven.
Squid Steven.
Way worse of a name. Look at him.
These are my squid arms.
Squirt ink. Squirt ink. Squirt ink. Oh. Perfect podcasting material.
This is why you have to watch the video.
Yes.
You have to. And subscribe to our YouTube while you're at it. I don't know.
Yes.
Wait, Hannah, I asked Kaveh if he had surgery. Have you had surgery?
Yes, I have. And it was a time.
That's been my icebreaker, is asking everyone if they've had surgery.
I'm going to condense this into a nutshell. So like 2 weeks from now, Kaveh's not, okay, we got to lift this whole part out because you can't stand up. So I'm going to do this really fast, okay? And we don't get into a text argument about it. So I got my gallbladder taken out and it all went fine, right? It was great. And then like a week later, I was like, oh, I'm still in horrible pain. So I go back and they're like, oh, it looks like all your organs are ticked off. We took your all gallbladder out. And apparently if you can have surgery, no, seriously, when you have surgery, sometimes, rarely, everything freaks out. Like all your organs are like inflamed and they're pissed and like, on strike or whatever they do. They're
demanding
people.
Fair
They're
wages.
People. They have brains. Each of them have their own brain.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys knew that.
That's
but
stressful.
They were everything was inflamed and I couldn't like walk and I was like laying in the emergency room for 6 hours. And anyway, they finally get me in, but I'm in the hallway because it's Kaiser Permanente and that's what they do. They just put a curtain around me in the hall. And for 6 to 8 hours, there was somebody screaming like a few rooms down.
Whoa.
And attacking nurses while they waited for her like handler because she was like in like a psychotic it was insane. And she was like, get away, they're coming, like truly. And I was just out of my mind on like 3 different painkillers because guess what, they don't work on me. Opioids don't work on me. Yeah. So I was
sure
like,
this was real, by the way? It's confirmed that actually
photos.
did it. This wasn't some weird like hallucinatory state that you were in.
Oh, it was definitely a hallucinatory, but I was definitely there. So, and then next thing I know, this guy behind me has a seizure, and I'm laying there just listening to like 4 doctors run and be like all the like things, and then they cart him off, and his daughter's like sobbing, and I was like, there's a lady screaming, and then the bee man comes in. Okay.
Sorry, like the guy with bees?
Yeah, he's got bees. So he comes in, his face is gigantic and swollen.
Oh, like stung by bees. I thought someone was getting like a bee delivery to the hospital for some reason.
This is just a bee
man here. I'm here to help you feel a little bit better. Instead of sending a clown and flowers and balloons, just bringing you bees.
A box of bees.
Yeah.
Open it. So the bee man comes and he's just crying because he's a lifelong beekeeper. And suddenly, did you know you can become allergic overnight to bees? And so he was like calling his wife. He's like, I guess I'm allergic now. And I was just
really sad.
After this guy had a seizure, and I'm still listening to this woman scream, and this poor man's life has just been wrecked. Anyway, I was on 3 different painkillers, and I have a picture of me, and I look absolutely blitz, like out of my mind. Anyway, that was my surgery story.
Great.
Never a dull moment.
Oh my gosh,
subscribe to the YouTube to see the photo of Hannah all doped up, because we're definitely going to have to include that.
I have to include that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I went to Comic-Con. I forgot that I went to WonderCon. And so
wow,
that was my surgery story. I hope I did that short enough, Kaveh.
Man, someone's salty about our Patreon exclusives.
I know. I'm not actually salty about it.
Yeah. Have I had surgery?
Yeah.
No. The only thing that I famously had was my massive head injury. I think might have told this story before.
Oh, yeah.
And your personality forming head injury.
They're like, you're hemorrhaging in your brain the first night. So they're like, we have to see if the bleeding stops. And if it doesn't stop, then we'll have to do surgery, which at 17 years old, because boys are idiots.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that'd be kind of awesome if there was like a chainsaw going into my head and they have to crack my skull open and like what? Also, I had just had a massive head injury, so who knows if I was thinking straight. But luckily, it stopped.
Did we all want a scar like Hayden Christensen in Revenge of the Sith? A little bit.
Hot.
Yeah, we all wanted a scar. Just a little. A skull cracking is not as cool of a scar because you don't see it. I'm just sort of like, I had brain damage and there's no extra.
Now.
But luckily, it stopped the first night, and they kept me in the ICU for the weekend. And they were like, "We can't do anything. Go home on Monday." They were like, "Just rest for a year and then come back and just do regular checkups." It's basically what happened after my head
Make sure you didn't get that serial killer injury right to the frontal lobe.
So no, that was the closest I ever came to getting a surgery. That was it. Thankfully, knock wood. Although I'm 42 now, who knows? I'm sure I'm going to have like plenty of them coming in the next couple of years. But so far, nothing.
I don't think the 3 of us are super adventurous, so I feel like we'll be okay. Again, knock on wood.
Knock wood. Knock on my broken skull.
We do like fight. Like I fell down an escalator recently, so like I think there's like stuff.
I was there for it. She also made me fall down an escalator.
I pulled
a convention.
Of course, I almost pulled him down an escalator.
And my wife.
And his wife.
And all of our luggage.
Killed both of them. So what I'm saying is that anything can happen in your 40s. Your friend can take you out in a second on accident.
Well, I can't wait to see you at a convention. I can't wait to see you at a convention this year, Hannah.
Oh, are you going to go? Which one? Are you going to San Diego?
I mean, I assume so. I would love to. I'm a rock star. I just show up and
you really do.
You
are a big deal.
I was in Chicago and you were like, "Hi guys." We're like, "Wait, Steven, you're here?" Like it felt like I was a celeb. It was a celeb sighting. Anyway,
that was fun.
It is a celeb sighting. Anyway, Steven, nice to see that you're back on the Horn doing shows again. I think at the time of this release, the episode, Steven and I just recorded an episode of, what is it, See Xenomorphs? I don't know what the offshoot of your See Jurassic Right is.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll talk about Alien, the Alien franchise. So Kaveh came on and we talked about Alien Covenant, which is for like the real sickos.
Yes. People with taste are the ones that, does he love Alien Covenant or he just loves sickos?
He just loves Alien.
But Alien Covenant was like a lot of people didn't like it because they're incorrect
he loves
in their
all
film opinions and they're wrong.
Yeah.
And they're wrong. Yeah.
And they're wrong. Steven and I talked about it.
That'll be out around or when this comes out. So yeah.
Okay. Keep your eye out.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it's in the See Jurassic Right feed, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Like I basically at this point now, that podcast is just a web for anything I'm interested in.
Yep.
And It's all connected. I'm the thing that's connecting. What? Because I'm Dr. Octopus.
The many, I was going to say the many
Steven
arms.
Squid Steven.
Legs, yeah. And so one of those squid tentacles has aliens on it. So.
Yep.
But yes, so other than that, Steven, just a quick recap. Why don't you tell our audience what's your relationship to tabs? Do you have a lot of tabs open? Is it like kind of middle of the ground? Or are you like a psychopath? What's your deal?
I talked about this the first time I came on, but I very much will open a million tabs. I forget if I talked about this. I know the first time when I was on, I talked about the fact that I will just, if there's too many, I'll just nuke it and start over.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember this.
I admire that.
A more recent development, I feel like, since then, is I will make every open tab, I'll favorite it, just in case I ever need to come back to it.
You can do that?
Does that just make bookmarks? What does that do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'll bookmark. I'll bookmark every open tab, basically, in the thought that maybe I will reopen it someday.
Whoa!
But it just means I never actually use the bookmarks.
That's my problem. I put them in bookmarks, but
and then they go away, and then I don't see them anymore.
The bookmarks are the trash.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a trash that's filling up, and I haven't emptied it ever. But I do autocomplete because I'm basically going to the same 5 things all the time. So I only use autocomplete. Like,
whoa, okay.
You know what I mean? Like if I need to go to Gmail or here's a question. I'm superstitious about leaving my email open when I'm not on my computer.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Like I don't want to like leave the email just like staring back at me.
Okay.
Like, if I leave the house, like I will close the email tab.
Is this like a private thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Just in case ghosts are lurking around.
You never know.
Like
ghosts might send an email being like, "Send me $5,000." Like, please.
I feel like
it might scam people under your name.
Yeah,
it might use ChatGPT or something. Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I feel
ghost princess. First of all right, Stephen.
Thank you. No, I feel superstitious about leaving my email open.
Okay,
I don't know why.
Huh.
It just feels like a good habit. When I leave my place, I will close I'll even like leave my, just because with like podcasting stuff or editing stuff, I don't have my computer go to sleep automatically.
Right. Same.
So,
but if I am leaving for more than an extended period of time, I will close all my email tabs.
I wonder if that's like similar, like within college, like because I'd use like school computers, and I just got in the habit of like
that makes sense.
Yeah. Down.
No, I leave all my email open in every cafe around the world
with a new message composed, like with the cursor like on. You can write an actual email address in there just in case.
Yeah, in the hopes that someone will do your work for me. That's what I want to do. Please read my emails. Help me go through these.
Clean my inbox of 300,000 emails or whatever.
I'm one of those, dude. And it wasn't until I like started doing this podcast with Kaveh that I realized he's not one of those.
I'm not an email.
Within 30 seconds, a new email will be read, and I'll be like. Is he okay?
But
no,
do you have
I'm not.
I know.
But do you have like a spam email then for signing up for stuff, or do you just sign up for stuff?
I have like 6 email addresses. Yeah, I got like a professional one. I have the one that's like just for illustration. I have a spam one. I have one that's like for all like my personal medical and like bill stuff. I have one that's like a separate one for another business. Anyway, I have a billion.
I love that.
I have to compartmentalize all of them because I'm like, you can't put them all in one email. Like, so that's how you end up with 300,000 emails because I can't even sift through all of them. But like each email has its own association. Yeah, exactly.
You have a system. I don't have a system.
No, I mean, I don't. I just, the idea of keeping productivity apps get in the way of actually being productive for me.
I agree. Like, because then you're managing the productivity app more than doing anything else. I agree. Yeah.
Productivity apps are for neurotypical people, and they should stay that way. Don't tell me to get a planner. Stop telling me that.
I will.
It doesn't do anything.
Nothing. It's just now more paper.
Here is all the post-it notes.
Yes. I have many post-its left and right.
I
have a calendar. I have all these things. None of it makes sense. And then I get up every morning in my sketchbook on Mondays and I'm like, here's all the things I need to do this week. And that's the only thing that works.
Yep. Yeah.
The point is we have something that works.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So you're not a tab psychopath, which is great. We briefly went over what your bona fides are. I just wanted to make sure whoever's listening to this show and might be hearing you for the first time sort of is familiar with you. So, Stephen, I believe before we start your tab, you said you wanted to show us something.
Well, I think, the first time I was on talked more about like a concept and more of a thing in the real world. Mm-hmm. This time I wanted to bring just something really, it starts off fun.
Oh, Okay.
So it starts off fun, but it's maybe not as fun. But it's just the thing, like, I feel like there's a lot of things we loved when we were kids. And then when you're an adult, especially for our generation, when Wikipedia first became available, and you're like, I want to learn about this thing from my childhood. And then you discover more about, you discover the reality of what that thing was. So I just want you both to experience the glory that is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. My friend.
Oh my God.
Look at it.
Not my childhood Megazord, but a more recent.
You have
edition.
one. It's really exciting.
But that was my whole childhood. That was my whole. I loved Power Rangers.
Loved Power Rangers too.
But I only ever watched the original.
Yes, so that's basically my topic today. Was when I first went to college, YouTube starts becoming a thing. Wikipedia is becoming a thing, and you're like, oh, I want to learn about the Power Rangers, and then you're like, wait, there was a Japanese show that they just took footage from and then filmed inserts of American, American actors basically, doing the stuff. That blew my mind. That was one of those first, when you're like, kids today, they don't, they have access to all information at all times. But
they don't know.
This was the thing, when you're in college, you're passing around the aux cord, you're passing around your laptop, playing random YouTube videos. This was
at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
By the way, it's always at 4.
That's not all you're passing around at that time, but yes.
But that, it was one of those, of the geeky things we liked growing up, learning about the idea that not only was the Power Ranger show this Super Sentai show, and then they just filmed these American actors, and then as it goes on, you learn that the reason why certain actors were replaced was because working conditions were terrible, and it's all the childhood stuff starts to crumble because you're like, oh, that's the thing that blew my mind. And we'll
racism.
We'll get into all of it. We'll get into all of it. But also the idea, because you think about how it takes 3 years to make 5 episodes of Stranger Things, where in the 3 years of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the run that we grew up with, there was 60 episodes, or essentially the first season was 60. So in 1 year, they made 60 episodes. The next year made another 50 and then did another 30 plus insane. A movie. So in 3 years, they worked these actors to the bone. Non-union. Yeah.
Non-union?
Although to be fair, there's 50% of it was already filmed 10 years earlier.
That's true.
Yes. All the action. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. What are both of your Power Rangers memories growing up?
You go first, Kaveh.
So the thing I remember about Power Rangers that was kind of funny is that, God, what year does it drop? 94, 95?
1993, the whole year.
Okay.
So Jurassic Park's been out for a few months. Pearl Jam's has been out. A Kaveh classic.
The throwback
Beanie Babies.
Beanie
Babies have started. X-Files is debuting in the fall.
Wow.
93.
Wow.
It's
weird to think about these things all happening at the same year, because I just feel like I couldn't remember when each one of them started. What I remember about Power Rangers was that I was at the end of elementary school and kind of at the it was somewhere around there before I went to middle school. And I remember being a year too old for Power Rangers and keeping it a secret that I thought it was really cool. Because I knew if anybody knew that I thought Power Rangers was cool, I'd get beat up. So it was definitely one of those things where I remember my cousin Arya, Hannah, who you know, Arya and I remember watching the premiere because they debuted it at night on Fox in the summer, before it started. And we were at my grandfather's place, and for some reason, the TV would go in and out, and Arya and I were like, what? No! We were screaming about it, and we were like, hold on, please. Oh, hopefully it'll come back. So it was this very highly emotional experience of watching the first Power Rangers episode and then being super into it, and then going back to school and just being like, yeah, no, Power Rangers is lame. I don't think Power Rangers is good. It's for kids. It's stupid. But had it been a year earlier, it would have been my entire personality openly. Yep. But I was definitely a closeted Power Rangers fan.
Well, because you were a Turtles.
Initially.
Turtles was more of your thing, right?
Turtles was definitely my thing. I think it was just more like
like
Power Rangers wasn't cool. It's not so much that like I didn't like it. It was just more like I didn't want to get judged for liking it. So I definitely secretly liked it. And then, but then the movie came out and the movie was like awesome.
It was
and
so
it was
good.
like so crazy. Like those costumes, the suits were amazing.
It's amazing.
So this is what inspired it. I saw it on the big screen at Vidiot's a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
And it was a Sunday morning, like around noon, and like there was a lot of parents and a lot of people our age, and then there was kids too, and everyone was just like, like
it's
truly
awesome.
Like it's because that movie is like 87 minutes, so it is there is no
all
filler.
Killer, no filler. Yeah,
the highest high five ratio that you've per scene you've ever Every 30 seconds, I think somebody has to high five.
Aside
like,
from Straight Outta Compton, that's the other movie that has
veins.
constant high fives. But I know this because when I was editing my doc forever, the documentary film that I was on, my producer Andrew just kept being like, film high fives, film high fives. You need to film high fives. It's like a great way to show connection. So we were just shooting B-roll of high fives nonstop. And I was like, Andrew, there's no movie that has this many high fives. And then a month later, I was watching Straight Outta Compton, and like every 30 seconds in Straight Outta Compton, there's 10 high fives. It's like, so I'm like, and I was like, Andrew, you're right. And I texted him. I was like, okay, my bad. I'm like, we're putting in all the high fives. If it's good enough for Straight Outta Compton, it's good enough for our film. So now I know Power Rangers is another one of those. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, Hannah, what's your Power Ranger?
I had this thing in the 90s. So like I got really attached to one like single like specific female characters in things. Mm-hmm. And I'm still figuring out why. But like Princess Jasmine.
Sure.
I think I want to say there's some deep rooted like trying to figure myself out thing that goes with it, but I was obsessed with the Yellow Ranger in like a way that looking back I'm like, okay. Like it was like Princess Jasmine where I was like, I'm in love with her and I'm in love with Aladdin. But I can't, say that I'm in love with her. Anyway, stuff like that. Little kid crush on the Yellow Ranger. I was obsessed with her. I wanted to be her. She was my absolute favorite. I didn't care for Kimberly. Didn't care for her.
Wow.
That was like I wanted to be the Pink Ranger, but I knew that I had to be the Blue Ranger. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. There's like a weird like maybe you could probably speak to this, Stephen. Like a weird queer experience that goes into like child cartoon, like children's cartoons.
Yeah.
That like it wasn't until later that I was like, well, that's how I explored it.
Yeah, of course.
In a way that I was allowed.
Yeah,
but no, that was how she was just like my everything. I was like the Yellow Ranger, and I just loved the show. I loved the show. I watched it every day I could, and I remember my mom. That's how I first learned about plot devices. Weirdly enough, my mom was she like used a bunch. My mom was like, oh yeah, this show is what it was like a serial plot like that just keeps happening, same plot over and over. And I was like, what do you mean? And she like explained how it was like, she actually went into this. She was like, well, they make it easier to film by making it the same plot every time. They just change things around a little bit. And I was like, Mom, what?
Spoiling the magic.
But like, and I remember that so clearly, just sitting there being like, she's right.
The story engine is what you call it. Yeah.
Yes. And
so it's like an action or procedural or like, something like that.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know she didn't use the word serial. It was like, I can't remember the word she used, but I remember I learned a new word that day. I was like 9. And yeah, that's my experience where I was like fixated on the Yellow Ranger. And then she died.
Yeah.
The actress died.
It was really
and
sad.
like devastating.
It
killed me. Yeah.
She died after the show. I didn't realize this again.
It was later, yeah.
Until like the early 2000s, 2001, I think. But yeah, I mean, again, think of that idea. We talk about how, especially animation writers are like, oh, the reason why the people get away with not getting paid higher rates and stuff is because Disney or like Netflix will group like 3 seasons as one season.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and so this was, I think they're like really following off the model of like children's television where it was like, the first season of Power Rangers, of the Power Rangers we know, was 60 episodes.
It's crazy.
60 22-minute episodes or whatever.
Insane. All the same plot every time. Don't even worry. So you missed that first one, Kaveh, but you could see the other ones. They're all the same.
It worked.
It worked. That's the thing. It worked, and I liked it every time.
It was satisfying. You knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, that, again, when you first learn this rabbit hole, like, you're like, wait, what does that mean that they filmed American actors and used footage from Japan?
Right.
And, like, the person, Haim Saban, who, Saban is, like, the main
Huge
owner of all this stuff, and he basically was in Japan and saw this idea where it was like a Japanese show dubbed in another language, and was like, money,
Yeah.
Genius.
and
all the merch.
Well, yeah, like that's
Incredible.
why they have so many Zords and all the different.
Yeah,
I had a
there's
lunchbox.
toys.
I had a Power Rangers lunchbox, one of the plastic ones, Those
Were you ever a ranger for Halloween, Hannah?
No.
I was the
actually.
Black Ranger for Halloween.
Awesome.
never
He was
was.
he was the best.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say the other thing that's really cool about the dubbing is like their masks don't have their mouths move, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So it's literally like it doesn't have that weird. I mean, it's still really cheesy. I love it. I don't care.
Oh,
I
yeah.
say that complimentary,
The
but
best.
it's like you don't have like the mouth moving and then like totally different words. So it's like it masks it, no pun intended. It masks it even better, which is what's so interesting about it as a show.
Just for some people who didn't know, there was like a certain point in the 80s where the idea of marketing to children, like a law was basically like, never mind, you can market toys to children.
We covered
now.
this. Yeah, I did a tab on this last
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
actually, specifically about the deregulation of allowing commercials. Sorry, about literally shows becoming commercials for toys.
Yeah,
that was like a whole
Transformers.
process.
Yeah, so you've talked, like, this is just one of those things where you really look back at our childhood specifically, and it's like, Transformers and Ninja Turtles, and then Power Rangers. Like, this is such a, like, you have to imagine from a business perspective, this is so much more cost effective.
Oh yeah.
big time.
Where and we'll get into the plot of Power Rangers a little bit, but I mean, it's like, all right, just film like 5 teens, in just various parts of the valley in LA, and like having them hang out, Angel Grove, wink,
Yeah.
Los Angeles,
is that what
Angel
that's
Grove.
right.
I mean, or Anaheim. I mean, could kind of be a stand-in for either, but
It's also a very good genre mashup of like it's teens being like, we're at school trying to do like whatever, blah 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 blah, and then oh shit, sorry, I can't go to the science fair because we got to go fight like Rita Repulsa and then come back. It's sort of Spider-Man-y in that sense, where it's like
Saved
it's
by the
grounded
Bell.
in these teenage.
Saved by
Yeah,
the Bell,
exactly.
the Turtles.
Yeah.
I feel like I was watching Saved by the Bell concurrently.
Yes, I
With-
think we probably were.
Power Rangers, and that's a very much like that 90s teen, but like mixed with like Japanese like combat or what's it called? What did you call it?
Martial arts or
No, they're the term for
Sentai.
Sentai. Yeah.
Mixed with like this very specific Japanese style of like show. I mean, I think it probably also laid the ground for like everything that came after. Like,
Oh,
No,
totally.
Pokemon and-
it's very much like when you watch American Idol, right? Even if you don't like American Idol, you're like, this is the most efficient capitalist system
Yes.
thing that I have ever seen in my life. Power Rangers, as terrible as it was, probably to all the people who worked on it, you're like, this is an incredible amount of like capitalism firing at all cylinders,
all
of
cylinders.
just exploitation and making something that's kind of interesting that also ties into toys, that also ties into
Colors.
60. You're just like, ah!
I
Yeah.
know it's. I feel a little guilty, but so my father did the taxes for Saban
Whoa!
at this time.
Whoa.
And
Oh my God.
I just got so excited.
I know,
Or didn't do the taxes, if
Let's
you
get
know
him
what I
on
mean.
the show.
Yeah.
but so in this era of Tickle Me Elmo and like hot
Oh,
toy items, and my dad is such a Boy Scout, and he never like tried to get things out of the companies that he worked with or whatever.
that's a nice
But
guy.
for my birthday because Power Rangers premiered in 93. So yeah, my 7th birthday in 94, I got the Megazord.
Oh.
I got
Whoa.
the Dragon Zord. It when it was really hard to find, and he basically
Right.
used his
Yeah.
connection to.
yeah.
That was the one time I was like, all right, that's a good use of your power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah, for people who don't know Power Rangers, I mean, it's so like as a kid, I wanted to be a Power Ranger. Like I daydreamed about me and my friends and I being somewhere, and then we're called upon. We're all dressed in like our favorite color.
Yes.
And we
And
have
our
to-
favorite
That's the other
animal.
part that's really fun too, is
Yeah.
like the color is like
Uh-huh.
everything's themed to being like, I love the color green. I'm also
Yep.
going to wear all color. So good, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
efficient.
Well,
Again, you're right. It's so efficient.
Efficient. It's like Hogwarts houses. It's like, well, I know what I'm going to buy at this place.
I like the green guy, and I like the color green.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the reason why I loved the green and White Ranger had nothing to do with anything other than the fact that he had long hair, and I thought that was cool. I was like, I wish
was
I had
awesome.
a ponytail. That's
Bad
awesome.
boy. He was the
That guy
bad
was
boy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
troubled. And I was like, this guy knows what he's good. I'm glad he's kind of the leader because he's troubled.
But the troubled guy got to be the leader instead of like Leonardo, who's sort of like the Boy Scout. He was like the screwed up one who's like, oh, I had to turn one way or another. He's complicated.
Yeah, he is.
Well, yeah. So to briefly go through the plot of Power Rangers, which, like, again, I recently rewatched the movie and it's so much fun. I've tried to like rewatch the show and it's a little bit harder to,
Yeah.
It's like Goosebumps where you're like, this was all written on cocaine in 5 minutes. Like, it is just very. But, like
100%.
we watched the opening. Rita Repulsa is this cool ass witch. Like,
she's perfect.
The voice is hilarious.
Barbara Goodson, rest in peace. The voice actor or the American voice actor.
All the voices were hilarious in that show.
Yeah.
Honestly, every one of them was amazing.
They're perfect.
I love that because Free with Ads, Jordan Morris's other podcast, other than Jordan Jesse Go, they covered the movie like last year, and it was just like he described Power Rangers like all the bad guys in Power Rangers just set like they look like they're from like different things. They're just like a bunch of fun costumes, and so yeah,
the costumes are insane. Yeah,
Rita Repulsa is like this amazing witch, but like she looks like a planetarium is on her.
Her headpiece is like this crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I love her.
She's like these astronauts like open a dumpster where I guess her and her minions have been for 10,000 years on the moon. So that's where her base is. And you have like Goldar, who's like
that was the best.
Bear with gold armor and wings.
Oh,
love
right.
That guy, Goldar.
Was that a bear?
Or like a wolf or something.
I don't know what he was.
Like,
I don't know what animal I am. Like all those voices don't match the faces, which just makes it so funny.
Babu.
Like, like there's like this like tall blue monkey with like a monocle.
That's
and Finster is like this weird like white creature with glasses and who makes all the other monsters. And you have the putties, which are like
putties.
Yeah, they're like in lycra spandex, but they have a big P on them. So when you punch them, they go boom.
Yeah. Not a very good design in terms of you should not don't make your putties with a button on their chest that makes them disintegrate.
Kills them.
Yeah. But
maybe rethink that one.
Yeah, and so the main, like Zordon.
Oh, Zed. Don't forget about Lord
Whoa.
Zed.
Well, no, we'll get into Zed.
Okay.
I'm going to go
sorry, jumping ahead.
We'll do a cliff notes for the entire run.
Okay.
But
Sorry,
so initially it's Rita Repulsa is back to terrorize Earth. She specifically targets Angel Grove. Mm-hmm. And so that's where Zordon is, who is this like head in a glass.
Floating head, yeah.
Floating head. And he originally imprisoned Rita. And so he essentially like needs teens to fight on his behalf. And so he picks
grooming. Problematic.
Where was Zordon on the Epstein logs?
Yeah.
He was on there. Oh.
Jeffrey, I need you to find me many more teenagers to institute into my base.
Oh no.
Zordon, they're too young.
Alpha 5, his robot assistant. But yeah, so as Hannah hinted earlier, Kimberly is the Pink Ranger, who's the like, the preppy one, the popular one, and then you have Billy, who's the Blue Ranger, and he's the nerd with the glasses.
Yep.
And then you have Jason, who is the Red Ranger. He's kind of just like the meathead.
Yeah.
And then you have Zach, who's the Black Ranger, who is black.
Course. Yep.
And you have Trini, who's the Yellow Ranger.
Yellow Ranger, yes.
Vietnamese, but, So
is Asian, yeah.
Again,
it's not
really they just ran with it, Yeah. And then,
here's the thing, too, is that, like, even at the time, right, you can say, like, it was a different time. I think all of us as kids, even as children,
we're like,
who weren't indoctrinated into, like, woke or whatever at that time, we're all like, this is a bit on the nose, isn't it? We're like, this seems problematic. Yeah. We're like, it would have been really easy to swap the colors. It's not that big. It's not that hard to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, and because they eventually do that in all different kinds of ways, because Power Rangers has been going for the last 30 years.
Billion years, yeah.
And so the first season of the show, again, the first 60 episodes.
Well, because they used to show them 5 days a week, right?
Yeah.
Like every day after school.
I'd watch it every single day.
But the big overarching plot of the first season is of course, Tommy, the Green Ranger, who starts out as a brainwashed evil ranger working for Rita.
That's right.
And then he eventually gets, rescued and brought into the fold of the Rangers. And again, he's the bad boy, which I feel like makes the Red Ranger, like Jason, kind of redundant because Jason was also kind of the bad boy a little bit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought he was just sort of the jock leader. I didn't really see him as the bad boy as much.
Yeah, I guess he didn't smoke. He was like, whoa. My Lord and Savior, we do not do drugs.
We dare to not do drugs.
I
was like
wonder
the
if there was a
Cyclops,
Dare crossover.
Yeah, I feel like it was a
sure
Cyclops Wolverine thing between the two of them is what I always saw it as.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's a great point. And then, the second season comes in. That's when Lord Zed comes in. And Lord Zed is a muscle meat man with a chrome skeleton outfit. Truly, all these costumes
He literally
are
looks like a
amazing.
person got skinned. Like, that's what it is. And it's still walking around like thinking it's king.
I need a refresher. Hold on.
It's that gas that turns us inside out.
Yeah. That's one manly dancing people. Holy shit, I never even made that connection.
I love that. I think about that was one of my childhood fears growing up, is that there'd be a gas that would turn my skin inside out.
My favorite was Marge's hair becoming flesh when it turned inside out.
Her skull is just that way.
And I guess this is a good time to introduce. So I think we hit it earlier, all this non-union work, low pay.
Yeah.
David Yost, who played the Blue Ranger, talks about homophobia on set at the time.
Wait, sorry, before we move on, are you going to mention the other two characters, the comic relief?
Oh, well, yeah.
What was
Bulk
it?
and Skull, which
Bulk
are
and Skull.
I need it.
So Jason Narvey was an MFA acting teacher at Santa Barbara. So everyone
Is that one of
loved
them?
him.
That's one of the actors?
Yeah, Jason Narvey played Skull. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because again, speaking of racism, there's also Bulk is the bigger guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like the
also had cool long hair, by the way. Also had a cool ponytail.
Oh, yeah, he had the ponytail, but he was also balding. He had like a Willie Nelson.
Oh.
Or from my memory.
I love how the 90s were like, bad boy, give him a ponytail.
Ponytail was the sign of cool.
Got into our psyche to the point
it
where
really did.
People were like calling the cops because there was a man with a ponytail in their neighborhood kind of thing.
But they were like helpless comic relief. Like they were kind of mean, but they were still like, I guess we got to rescue our high school bullies,
They weren't trying to join Rita Repulsa's cause or anything. They're just sort of dumb.
To like we're not going to smoke grass, man. Like we can't go that far. Like we'll graffiti like a wall, but we won't. We'll stick some gum on like underneath your chair, but like we won't do drugs.
Yeah.
but yeah. So it's like they filmed this first season. It's obviously a huge hit. They're going into filming season 2 again. Like the plot of the show, Lord Zed's coming in. Tommy. They bring in he becomes the White Ranger.
It's the greatest thing ever. It's the biggest reveal.
Right.
It's crazy.
Goes from a different Zords. Again, all these like toy opportunities behind the scenes. Like this is something I didn't even know until more recently. Like, so they are taking all this footage from these Japanese shows, but they're like running out. So the thing I didn't realize is that Saban is like actually getting the original Toei to like film new footage with the costumes. So they're like, hey, can you just film more footage of the monsters and like Rita and like all of them fighting and stuff, and like we'll go film our half over here. So I thought that was like really interesting.
Did not know that.
They're just having to knock out a new monster of the week. That was the other thing too. It felt it kind of lines up with like Star Trek or something, where it's like some new alien. Oh no, I'm just talking about some weird, absurd, terrible looking costume or like terrible looking alien every week. But this was like some terrible looking monster every week that had to fight them. Had to fight the Megazord, I should say.
And so there's actually this really great article in Popverse by Joshua Lapon Bertone. Because again, it's one of those things, you're reading the Wikipedia, you're like hearing all this stuff about this. So I went to go like look into it. Mm-hmm. And so the actors basically get like a day, like they're basically like they're getting nothing, and they're getting none of the toy rights and anything. Like this is already becoming like $1 billion thing overnight. And so Austin St. John, who played the Red Ranger, Jason, Walter Emmanuel Jones, who played Zach the Black Ranger, and then Tui Tran, who played Trini the Yellow Ranger. Tui Tran doesn't tell this because she's since passed away, but the other two basically are in this, like, talking about this time where they hear from Saban. They're like, hey, great, not only are you doing season 2, but we're also going to do another season. We're going to do movies. We got you signed up for 3.
Oh.
And here's the contract. And they're like, wait, what do you mean? Like, oh, okay. And then they look at it and they're like, yeah, like, I mean, one of the actors was like, yeah, we could have made more money, you know, working at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like, it just is like nothing. It is
awful.
Like 60s girl group level, like shitty contracts. Yeah.
Wow.
And so, I mean, it's interesting because it's like, you know, you're part of this huge thing and you're like, do I just, you know, we've all worked, you know, in the industry, and you're like, do I just put up with it in hopes that I will get a better opportunity next time? Or do you pump the brakes and say something about it? So the three of them talk about just like, because I think initially they wanted everyone to go in together, like, hey, we're united as a front. But because the other three actors were represented by different, you know, because they were all different, like, skill sets. Like, most of them actually did know martial arts or they were stunt performers or whatever. So they kind of got split up. So the original Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger, and Red Ranger are basically like, they're out. Like, they basically, like, they can't reach negotiations.
It's like the opposite of what they did in Friends. Because in Friends, all 6 of them basically got together and they're like, we're negotiating as a unit.
Yeah.
Which is why they ended up making, like, I don't know, like $1 million an episode or something like that. Like, these kids could have easily made, considering how much they were making off of all, like you said, all the toys and stuff, these kids could be making so much more money. And they're younger. I mean, they're not kids. To us, they're kids because I'm in my 40s, but yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where but also from their perspective, it's like, well, if we're going to, you know, it's like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys when they finally came together to face Lou Pearlman in their own sort of Power Ranger Megazord situation.
I would love to see the Megazord of all the different parts of NSYNC coming together to fight gigantic Lou Pearlman, being like, sign this contract. And they're like, no way, Lou, bam.
Bam.
And he's just flying one of his giant blimps as, like, the monster.
But when they talk, it's all auto-tuned.
Hit him.
Yeah.
No way, Lou. No way, Lou.
But yeah, so they basically choose to walk away. And I totally get that perspective now, because you're like, oh, if I'm going to be busting my ass and not making any money, like, what is the point? Like, you know, they talk about, it's like at this point now they make money making appearances, and they didn't have to, like,
time.
slug it out for another 2 years.
Right.
So that's the other thing I didn't notice as a kid, but they leave like 20 episodes into season 2, but they use stock footage and, like, other things to, like, hide their disappearance for another, like, 7 episodes.
Oh, no shit.
And then that's when they bring in Karen Ashley, who plays Aisha, the new Yellow Ranger, Johnny Young Bosch, who plays Adam, the new Black Ranger, and then Steve Cardenas as Rocky, the new Red Ranger.
Okay.
And so that's why they're in the movie. And so, so basically, as they're filming season 2, they go straight into filming the movie. And, you know, our nerd brains are like, okay, like, as a kid, you just watched it, but then looking back, you're like, oh, the movie has nothing to do with the show. They just have all the same characters and stuff. Yeah. And it filmed in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, that's right.
Like, it's just one of those things where now you'd be like, wait a minute, the continuity doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or that kind of thing. But they're just like, we have to do 60 of these. Like, hurry up, you know?
I do remember they're, like, realizing that the actors were different and kind of being really bummed out about that.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, as a kid, because
especially because you liked Trini.
I was like, hold up. Where's my girl?
Yeah.
But, like, I remember kind of just being like, huh? Why would you do that? I had no idea how everything goes down in Hollywood, but to me it made no sense. I was like, well, that's not good. I don't like that.
And
I grew up with moms who watched my mom watching soap operas and my aunt and my grandmother all the time. So to me, it was like, okay, this is just soap opera logic, where every 5 months someone gets replaced, or at least there was new characters instead of just being like, the Black Ranger Walter Jones is now a totally different actor, but we're just going to pretend like it's not the same, or like it's the same person still.
Yeah,
like Game of Thrones did with a few people. Where, like,
yeah.
season 3 showed up and I'm like, who's this guy? Okay. Anyway.
Well, it's harder now because I feel like people get annoyed at that, and you're like, but Benjamin Bratt was available, and what's his face wasn't available for Andor.
Right.
Oh my God, what's his
Jimmy
Smits. because they
Was
had
Benjamin Bratt in like one of the Star Wars movies?
Benjamin Bratt plays Antilles, Bail Organa in Andor.
I haven't seen Andor
because Jimmy Smits couldn't come back for it.
Oh wow!
But I mean,
I'm sorry, I haven't watched Andor too. I was
sorry.
confused.
But it's just one of those things where the vibe of the show is so different than like Attack of the Clones that you're like, it
doesn't really matter. Yeah, who cares? 20 years ago too. Who gives a shit? Like longer at this point.
Yeah.
No, but I have to watch them all in a row.
No, that's very much. I think that's like a symptom of the internet of like people being like, these things need to be correct and lined up. And I'm like, they would just swap an actor out before. I'd be like, I don't really give a shit. Who cares? Yeah, a new actor. If they're a good actor, they're fun. If they're not,
suspend the disbelief. It's like that's not the point. Yeah.
Also, the fixation of young actors playing. Like if you want to have an old person and being like, we need to have like it CGI room, and I'm like, just have a different actor play them young and a different actor play them old. Who gives a shit? Like it doesn't really matter.
No, totally. And it's, in the show, they at least do like, oh, those 3 Rangers are going off to some convention in Switzerland or something. Like,
Right.
Yeah, what was it? Did they get into like a program or something?
Didn't they go to college?
There was
that was how they wrote them out of the show, or that's something.
They're going to Epstein Island. They're like, you've aged out. You have to leave now. You've hit the age of 18.
Aged out of Epstein Island?
Yeah,
Is
they're
that
18.
what you're saying?
Yes.
It was
Zordon has no use for them.
We are in the worst timeline. The worst.
You can no longer be on Angel Grove. We need you to leave.
The Angel Grove World Peace Conference in Geneva, Switzerland.
Oh my God, good for them. They're helping.
That is a very 90s, like, hands across America, like,
let's all
post,
come together.
Yeah.
And
funded by Jeffrey Epstein at that time, I'm sure, as well.
Funded by a bunch of, anyway.
So, to wrap up this first original run, because I feel like for me, I started falling off because, it's like they've replaced the Zords. They went from the Dinozords, all the fun, again, from this is the Dinozords. So we have a saber-toothed tiger. Yeah. We have a Triceratops. We have a T-Rex, a pterodactyl, and a mastodon. But again, it's like different Zords, different things. Different colors.
So good. They're announcing their, goddamn, a different animal and a different color for each person. Yeah. We never had a chance. We never had a chance. We were never not going to be obsessed with it. Yeah, we were never going to make it out alive.
If you can make someone relate to one specific thing, you got him. You got him.
And as much as it was like terrible and tasteless and racist, it is like, okay, well, it is like multicultural, right? So there is like some kind of thing
in the 90s.
To like that's what I'm saying. Yes. Not by today's standards. I'm saying by 90s standards. It was there's a black person and an Asian person and a white person all on. It was like, again, Star Trekky. Yeah. It was Star Trekky in that sense a little bit.
Let's not go crazy. Come on, Hannah.
Yeah, I'm sorry I even suggested there was less than 3 white people.
Yeah. But the third season,
and 2 women characters, by the way, that was also a thing that honestly that was not as common to have 2 female. Yeah,
usually
in the core crew. Yeah,
right. I remember being a kid and just like grasping at anything. Like with Batman, I'm like, I guess I'm on the side of all the villains. That's what it's happening with me. Like it's like, oh, she's a cat burglar. She's my best friend. I love her. Yeah. I love her.
Aww.
You would always only have one girl character if there was like a group.
And she was always
like
pink.
The girl. Yeah.
Always wearing pink, and like I was just not into that. And so I was like always grasping for something. And so they gave me 2 to choose from.
Second option. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. 2 of them.
So, I mean, to wrap it up, basically, like the third season, which, again, I don't remember very much of, but they, again, replaced the Zords one more time. And then Amy Jo Johnson leaves, so they have an evil Pink Ranger.
I didn't know that.
Comes in.
I didn't make it that far.
And, of course, she has to try and steal Tommy from Kimberly,
Of course.
But then the new Pink Ranger, Kat, has like a change of heart because she sees how much she's hurting Kimberly, and then Kimberly is like, I have to go to the Geneva Convention or whatever.
That's like sending an animal
I have to go now. My planet needs me. Yeah.
Like,
no, they died on their way to the Geneva Convention.
No, Puppy Island.
Just go. Puppy Island.
Puppy Island.
Because I said it's like sending somebody like an animal upstate to the farm.
Yeah. But but that's the crazy thing. Like that, that was our time. But essentially, this was the idea of like, we just kind of, it became almost like, because they didn't want to pay actors and accepting these lower rates and on union and stuff, they were like, oh, this is a feature, not a bug. So then it was like, let's just replace our cast every few years. We get new Zords, new characters, all this stuff. And it's like as of this recording,
Menudo, that's what it is. As far as boy bands are concerned, it's the Menudo of shows.
We're just replacing one, see if anybody notices.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it like as of recently, because I think Disney Plus now owns them, and they're like finally gonna do something.
It's Disney.
Yeah,
I thought Netflix owns them. Didn't they do like some reboot movie a couple of years ago?
And now they're like rebooting it again. Yeah, because Elizabeth Banks played Rita Repulsa and Brian Cranston played Zordon.
What?
I never watched that.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, we should watch it.
Interesting. I guess Elizabeth Banks has a pretty good.
Elizabeth Banks would be actually really funny. I could see her being good as Rita Repulsa. Actually,
Yeah.
that's a good cast. I think that's a good casting choice.
But yeah, it's been going on ever since. Toys,
Wow.
Neo Rangers, Dino Rangers, Space Rangers, and as far as like
printing money,
the nerd continuity, some of these original Rangers have come back.
Really?
In like later installments. Like I believe Billy the Blue Ranger comes back as like a professor kind of character. You know what I mean? He's like helping the new kids kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's the new Zordon eventually.
He's like, at least I have tenure.
Chopped off and put into the giant tube.
Okay, just I'm a head in a jar.
You know, it's funny considering the continuity and considering the fan base. You know, you would think we see some stuff for Power Rangers at conventions, but not to the extent that you think you would.
No.
Like the way that you see Pokemon stuff, which is like belligerently insane, the amount that you see. I feel like you should see more Power Ranger stuff, but you don't see as much as I would think.
You should start drawing them.
I should. I did do Pasadena Comic-Con a couple years ago, and Walter Jones was there, and the line was crazy. It was like twice wrapped around the block, basically.
I saw him at Comic-Con last year.
Really?
Just at the bar, hanging out.
I met him last year, too, actually.
Oh, you did?
I went to the, remember that party I went to, Hannah? The Black and Bougie party that I was at?
Yeah.
And he was there, and he was like talking about his grandson or something. And I was like, what are you talking? I was like, no, you're 17 years old. You're the Black Ranger who's 17. You don't have children or that's not allowed. That makes you so much older. And he looks incredible.
Yeah,
of course,
he looks amazing.
He looks crazy. But I was like, no, you're not allowed. That was like, that's not okay. I was like, I'm not able to process being that old at this point.
You're like, it's like
existential crisis.
There's like an explosion and there's like that.
Yeah.
You like go into this like,
and I was like, no, that's not true. I was like, you're lying to me. No.
I can't handle this.
Yeah,
but I recently actually bought, because apparently Amy Jo Johnson has like really kind of taken more ownership of that character, and so she has written a line of like apparently because Jordan Morris was telling me that like the Power Ranger comic books are really popular these days.
Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
So I recently bought like a big volume of it just because I'm curious to get into comics. But yeah, so that's Power Rangers,
man.
Dude.
I did buy Rita's Revenge on the Switch a couple months ago.
Oh, cool.
Oh, how is it?
It's like this old school beat 'em up, kind of like how the Ninja Turtles games were, but it's like you get to be different Power Rangers. It's really fun.
Side scroller?
Yeah. It's like a side scroller, like an arcade game style.
Side scroller.
Yeah. And then you do like a first person boxing when you're the actual Megazord fighting the monster. It's pretty fun.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a Switch game. I enjoyed it.
I had the Sega Genesis game, which was a fighting game, but you know what's
like
fun
a Street
about
Fighter kind of game specifically.
Yeah,
that style. Okay,
but
never played that one.
When you're looking at the show, it is like people in suits, basically.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very like clunky, kind of old school Godzilla style. So the fighting game is very just like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but like slower.
I mean, look, money.
Yeah, money.
Make it good enough.
Money.
Money.
I'm just gonna say one more thing too. In the movie, in terms of like we were never gonna make it out alive, and it was helpless. In the movie, they start the film with them jumping out of an airplane, and then Tommy is on the board. So for some reason, he's skydiving with a board. Do you guys remember
a snowboard?
this?
Yeah.
He's like, which doesn't make any sense. But at that age, I was like, and they're playing that Red Hot Chili Peppers cover of
Higher Ground. Yeah,
Higher Ground, and I'm like, I can't. I'm like, I'll never recover from this. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Done for.
And then they're like holding hands in the sky and spitting. Do you remember? And you're like, Just
Think about that, like physics wise, they would just it would just whip them all over the place, and then they'd just fall like a rock. But not him.
The coolest thing ever. This is the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
Also, I don't think the violence was so like my parents were kind of like, this is better than South Park or The Simpsons, you know, like I don't feel like I was ever. There was never any like question about that I could watch this, but I feel like I heard from other people that like Power Rangers was too violent.
Really?
Them. Yeah.
I think my mom was always fine with it because it was just like, you know, barely. You can tell they're not even hitting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Whoa.
The last thing I'll say before we go on to closing your tabs, I just wanted to mention that like the soundtrack was all. I do remember watching an interview. I forget what his name is. The guy that was like the guy who scored the whole thing. But he was like some old metalhead. And he was just like, because if you listen to it's all like, you know, shredding and like these weird like harmonic. It's like weird.
The intro is metal.
It's all metal. Like they'd be like, Green Ranger, go. And it's like kind of cheesy, but kind of great. And like if you go back and listen to music, it's actually a lot more involved than you think it is, which is
you really never stood a chance. Every single thing about this show for you is like immediate dopamine.
Great. Yeah, so I did start watching. Sarah and I did because they brought them all to Netflix. I think like last year we watched it. I remember watching even now, kind of Stephen, to your point of like watching it as an adult, be like having gone through film and like watched the visual language of it. You're like, this show is intense. Yeah. Like the snap zooms and like the cutting patterns and then like the low angle shot. And I was like, every single instance, like every cut, every part of it is made for like maximum effect. Yeah. And it's boom, boom. It's actually very like for its time, especially is like, it's crazy and it's insane and it's a lot of fun. I actually think it was really well done.
I think the movie, like, again, isn't some secret masterpiece, but it is just like 87 minutes. You are just like, you're the N64 kid. Nintendo 64.
We watch that every Christmas, by the way.
I love watching that. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Oh.
The Power Rangers movie or something else?
No, just this one short YouTube video of a kid opening an N64 in like 1993, 1995. And he's just like, his eyes go huge. He's like, Nintendo 64! And he like flips out. So we actually use that to judge how excited we are about things. Me and my husband were like, it's like Nintendo 64 at Christmas excitement.
Oh, that's so great.
Should we use that sound as the sound to close Steven's tabs?
Sure. No, we should use like
Power Ranger sound.
Power Ranger sounds. Actually, I don't know if Alyssa can. I don't know how easy that would be to.
Any idea, Steven, on how you want to close your tabs?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know why the Green Ranger flute.
We're
All right, let's do it. We can probably find it. It's not that hard.
Or just a flute.
The Green Ranger flute especially is
okay. All right.
Okay, Steven, you got your tabs ready? We'll count you down.
3, 2, 1. And if we can't get that sound, we'll just use your voice doing it.
Yeah,
perfect.
So,
all right, moving on to listener emails. Okay, guess what? It's from our boy. We haven't heard from him in a while.
Nico
from Riverside.
Steven, I don't know if it's been a while since you've been on this podcast, but we have like developed a parasocial relationship with one of our listeners.
Ooh, okay.
It's against he didn't plan this at all.
No,
and he's the unwilling recipient of us talking about him. Anyway, bring it on. What does Nico
love Nico
tell us?
from Riverside. He had a couple of emails early on, one of them that I turned into a tab, and then also he kept sending good ones, and we're like, we have to put a moratorium on Nico for a minute because there's too much, and we're like, we need to give space to other people. But there's been enough time now where we're like, okay, we can reintroduce Nico and bring him back into the show. So, hi, Hannah, Kaveh, Alyssa, and the 500 tabs community. Nico here yet again, and I have a tab, nay, a relic from a time gone by, a time capsule, if you will.
Oh.
Here's a link to the original website for the 1996 cinematic classic Space Jam.
Yes.
This is the perfect email for this tab.
Yeah.
In all its shockwave plug-in glory. I can't think of too many other websites in this sort of shape, and every clickable option is a blast from the past. Production notes, character bios, trailers, sound bites. There are so many things to see here. It's an incredibly 90s internet website because it's been preserved as such. You get so much extra info about the movie and how it's made. I mean, I'm old enough to remember going to see it in the theater, Nico note, Saw it in Laughlin, Nevada when I was 3. Nico note. I'm going to start using that.
So it's like Nico lore drop right there.
Yeah, Nico lore. And while I admit the movie is a fine bit of nostalgia, the website is nothing short of a miracle that it's lasted this long. When this website was first launched, it was an experience to get your computer's internet running, back when you had to yell at someone, hey, get off the phone, I got to use the internet.
Oh.
And most of the things you wanted to download probably took like 10 minutes to get. That is if you had the AOL minutes to use it.
Oh, dude.
That was the whole
AOL.
thing. Quite honestly, it makes me really miss how film companies used to give a shit about behind the scenes and hyping up movies.
Yeah.
Nowadays, using at the time modern methods. We don't even get special features on some $40 Ultra 4K releases and virtually no sort of features on streaming apps. They just relegate that stuff to YouTube if they feel like it, or they don't do anything at all. The fact that this website that is now 30 years old and virtually everything still functions on modern and shitified web programs goes to show that
Have you
much
heard
like
about inshitification?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cory Doctorow, I believe that was his term that he coined. Goes to show that much like the microplastics in our body, the ancient Space Jam website still lives on. Come on and slam down at the Mecca BBL Dickie Nixie Soviet Gwen Stefani tribute toilet pool party, Nico.
Thank you, Nico.
Yes.
I'm at this site right now, and it is exactly the same as it was. It's
I know exactly. I don't even have to go to it. I remember perfectly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Wait, I tried going on my phone very briefly, and it took me to the sequel or whatever they did a few years ago.
It's just spacejam.com. That's all.
No, but I can picture it. That's how much it's...
Yeah.
Because that also feels like a very... Again, when you're going on the internet trying to look up things, I feel like the Space Jam website was such a meme for a while.
It was, yeah.
It was.
How is this thing still online? You know, I learn HTML to make my own websites for trading cards.
What did you make? I made Lord of the Rings fan websites.
Ooh,
even just ones for trading cards.
I did, Jurassic Park.
Of course. Why did I ask?
And like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. So,
by the way, it's spacejam.com/1996.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Beautiful.
We're keeping it 90s /1996/this/that/HTML.
Oh, wait, while I'm here also.
Pink Ranger.
Whoa.
There she is.
The lineup.
I just have I could just pull toys from anywhere.
Like, this is like a show and tell. Oh, whoa.
Naboo Starfighter.
Oh, I was going to say,
Kaveh.
what's that?
What is that? Oh, from episode 1.
Episode 1. That's still 90s. That's 1999.
It's true.
Wow.
Anyway,
my
enough
sister
show
loves episode 1 more than I think anyone I've ever met.
Really?
Like, ever. Like, and it's like her little secret. Sorry, Annie, I'm outing you, but
That's really strange. What does she love about it?
She loves everything about it.
Hayden Christensen's not even in that one.
No, but she loves all of them. All the three prequels. She's like obsessed, like deep to her core.
How the movies were every time you watch those movies, I'm like, oh right, he told us and we didn't listen about what was going to happen.
What?
Those movies are like, they're not good in terms of like acting, but if you look at the plot, you're like, this is unbelievable, and then you're like, oh yeah, that is how fascism happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it really is this stupid and dumb and idiotic and predictable and embarrassing. And George Lucas was like, he told us 30 years ago, he's like, hey, be careful.
Careful.
Careful,
this is what
guys.
it looks like, and it's just as dumb as you wouldn't expect it to be this dumb.
Every single thing that happens in the movies, it's correct.
Yeah.
And yet, when you watch it in theaters, it is kind of feels good.
It does.
A little bit.
That like I told that little like,
a little bit.
Man.
So this is how democracy dies?
In the theater, in darkness. No, I can't talk about fascism right now. It's just we have the dumbest brand of fascism. Oh.
Bring back Lord Zed.
Yes,
Rita Repulsa.
I want some like I want Rita. I want her to be my dictator. I'll do whatever she says.
Yeah.
Hashtag girl boss dictator.
Hashtag girl boss. Yes.
Girl dictator. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Make more dictators women. It's like that meme format, right?
Uh-huh. Oh man.
This is kind of uncomfortable to hug, to be honest.
Unfortunately.
There he is. Well, thank
anyways,
you for good. I love
It was
this.
so good to see you both.
Yeah.
This is so much fun. It was so much fun going down memory lane.
Oh.
Yes. That was a fun one to really reminisce about too.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly Stephen Ray Morris too. It's excellent.
Exactly.
It's an excellent Stephen Ray Morris podcast
Perfect
topic.
combo right here.
Thank you. Oh my God.
3 millennials remembering.
Yeah.
How capitalism shaped our personalities.
Yes, exactly.
Without us really realizing it until
And destroyed our adulthoods, ironically.
completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. decimated it.
Look,
but
I don't sleep with this at night.
you don't? I do. I sleep with your Megazord at night.
Yeah.
She sneaks in every night. It's very
Every night.
expensive
And grabs
to
it.
fly down and fly back in the morning.
It's insane. My husband's so mad at me. Oh,
Yeah.
funny. I was gonna say, my husband. I was like, he never saw Power Rangers growing up.
Really?
Never did. And so, like, I want to say, like 5 years ago, I was like, you have to see it. It's the best. I was just like doing the thing where I talk it up, and then when I showed it to him, he was like, this? And I was like, no, it meant everything to me. And he was just like laughing. I'm like, no, I get it.
You have to imagine being 8 years old and seeing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. But yeah, I made him watch the movie. I was like, sit down. Because
I'm
usually
gonna
he's
go watch an
making
episode after
me
this
watch
for
See it
sure.
in theaters. See it in theaters if they.
Is it playing in
chance.
theaters anywhere?
Well, they played it at Vidiots.
Oh, it's Vidiots, right.
Yeah. I feel like that's the kind of movie they'll play on a Saturday or Sunday morning at like a New Bev or Vidiots or like a place like that.
Okay. Anyway, Stephen, thank you again for coming
Thanks,
on the
Stephen.
show. What would
So good
you
to see you
like
both.
to tell our audience to check out? So good to see you as well.
Yeah.
See Jurassic Right is my podcast about kind of anything I'm interested in. Obviously the Kaveh episode is coming out soon, although you've been on it before. Hannah's been on it before,
Yeah.
watching Jurassic Park for the first time.
First time. Yep.
And what else? Oh, well, I mean, I interviewed a bunch of scientists last year, and I'm really proud of that
Ooh.
series, Back to School. So I talked to a shark scientist, some paleontologists, some disease ecologists,
Oh, that's
Allie
cool.
Ward from Ologies.
You had Allie Ward on there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got to. But yeah, I just talked to a bunch of scientists, and I said, what the heck do we do? As well as talked about the things that they're interested in, but science is important. We can't just beat up our enemies. We got to use science. So, but I feel like the Power Rangers always used, their brains and their fists.
They did. Back when that was a popular thing to do.
Yes. So, check out See Jurassic Right.
You're also on
great show.
Netflix right now, which I thought was fun when you were hanging out that night. When
That's
we were like,
right.
For the My Favorite Murdered 10-year anniversary. That's nuts. I'm the thumbnail. Just me being like this.
Yep.
I mean, you were such a core aspect of the personality of that show
Yeah.
for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I remember
really funny.
the very first time you followed me, Stephen, I almost freaked out.
But
I
see,
was
I was obsessed with your art.
But already, I was like, no. We had the back and forth of the stories where we're like, can you believe this? Oh my gosh, back and forth to each other. Anyway.
Because it's you and Liz Climo are like Tumblr queens. Do you know what I mean? Like
Tumblr queens.
Thank
AK
you.
people reposting all your art on Tumblr
didn't know
without your
that.
permission.
I'm like a Tumblr staple. I have like 13-year-olds to this day be like, I saw your stuff yesterday. And I'm like, I haven't touched Tumblr since they took the porn
Really?
away from it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Then what's the point even?
And that's not the reason I stopped, but it was just lined up, But I haven't touched Tumblr. And
Correlation, not causation.
No, it was funny when Steven was over because we were watching it on the TV, and then I forced Steven to record a personal cameo for my cousin, who was very excited that I knew Steven. And she was like,
I
you
only
know
do it.
Steven?
You're like, oh, I know Steven. He's
I was
at
like,
my
oh,
house.
let's do this. And then Sarah was like, no. It was the only time Sarah was ever interested in filming something, because usually I'm trying to get Sarah to take a picture of me or like video of something. And she's like, I don't know. And walks away. And she's like, no, you sit here. Steven sits here. I'm going to put the camera here. I'm going to do this, blah, 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 blah. So we recorded a cameo. It was a lot of fun.
Very well art directed, yeah.
Yes.
If you're open to cameos.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Are you on Cameo?
Why? Yeah, are
No,
you?
Steven.
Oh,
I was
me?
going to say, why would I be on Cameo?
No. It seems like a lot of work. I mean,
does,
if there's
right?
demand, but
Let us
Kinda
know in the
feels like-
comments if you would love to see Steven on Cameo. Help this guy make an extra $20 every time he orders a taco or something. Just be like, hey, I'm Steven. I got a taco.
well,
How's
I
it
should
going?
see how much all the Power Rangers make,
Yeah,
Oh,
$20.
I'm sure they make, yeah.
It's $20.
No, I feel
Not-
like
Not anymore.
Amy Jo Johnson, she's got to make like
She's broke.
two
Yeah.
hundo on though.
She's-
I think.
Yeah, they're in the nostalgia cycle right now. So they've got older people who are like wanting to get
Oh.
autographs. So they're charging at least probably like $50.
I bought a
least
cameo for my brother from one of the guys from Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
What's his name? Not Jim Leahy. He's dead. He's the pot-bellied assistant guy. Have you ever seen Trailer Park Boys?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember their names though.
Anyway, that was one of the. He got like all the info wrong. Like I was like, "Here's stuff about my brother," and then he like did all of it wrong, and it made it so good.
See,
Anyway.
that's why I do need to look up if Amy Jo Johnson has one,
Yeah.
because I want her to say, "I love you, Stephen. You're so smart and handsome." That's it. And then
If you're listening, Amy Jo Johnson, please just send us a video for free. I only did one cameo ever, and I ordered one of Teen Witch. I don't remember what her name is.
Oh, that's cool.
Teen Witch for
Awesome.
my sister for her birthday. Where I was like, can you do a Teen Witch birthday shout out? And my sister was very excited. It was great. Cameo was great.
Ugh.
We should get on Cameo. I think people have to request it though.
Should we?
I don't care. I'll make money. By the way, speaking of which, please share this episode with your friends.
Yes.
Subscribe. We need more reviews too, by the way.
do.
If you can
Reviews,
do that.
they really help.
We're doing
Please.
really well on Spotify. I think
Yeah.
we have like over 200 5-star reviews on
Oh,
Spotify,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yes,
We could
thank
get
you.
some more if you could do that. If you could write reviews on Apple, if you can
Mhm.
subscribe on YouTube, all those things will be great.
It means a lot. You
Yeah.
can even like mute us after you subscribe.
I don't care. Just subscribe and then throw your phone in
Subscribe.
the ocean. It doesn't matter. We just
Throw.
need the
You know what?
numbers.
We'll be there too. We're throwing
Yeah.
ours in their ocean too. Everyone. You know what?
Yes.
Here's how we're gonna sign off. I'll see you all at the ocean when we're throwing our phones into it.
What she said. Thank you again to Stephen Ray Morris. You can
Thank
follow
you.
us for any updates. 500 open tabs on Instagram. And never on Blue Sky, but it's there.
But it's there.
I'm at PermaFriends on Instagram. Taherian on Blue Sky. Hannah is at Hannah Hillam on everything. In the meantime, as Hannah said, we will see you in the ocean.
We'll see you at the ocean throwing party.
The ocean throwing party.
I don't know. I just pictured
Thanks,
that
guys.
part from Arrested Development where Job tries to throw the mail into the
Oh,
ocean.
and he can't do it. Yeah, yeah.
Floats back. It's gonna be that. But our phones. Look,
Sure.
Alyssa, just fade it out. I'm just gonna keep talking, and it's bad.
Thank you,
Bad.
Stephen.
Bye,
Bye.
Stephen.